Okay, so this will be live streaming on the YouTube. So you can, if you miss something, then you can just take a look the YouTube. But it's better if you can watch again the YouTube so that you don't. So just in case you miss something, yeah. Okay, so we're talking about graph theory, and I just gonna post something. Okay, so this is actually the how the chips, you know, the chip, the microprocessor. Yeah, so the very the main component of microprocessors is called chip, and that is made up of, so it's made from silicon, and that function like yeah, so that's actually like a semiconductor. And so first, what we need is system specification. So what kind of specification, what kind of function the system we need, and so what kind of input and output it's gonna give, produce, and what are the limitations. So that's the system specification. And then the functional design. So the functional design is actually yeah, so basically you have to set up the flow chart from the system, from the input and to the output. And so that is the functional design. So this is all you can do on the paper. So not really physically with all those electric or electronic devices, but it's just on the paper. So you design it, yeah. And then from here, we have to convert it to the logic design. Yeah, so the logic design, so that is what, well, that's the same thing as what you did with the logic, yeah, the logic course. So that is how the AND and OR and so on, yeah, all the operation, AND, OR, implication, NOT, and those all. Yeah. And then from that, you transform this, or you implement this to the so-called circuit design. Now the circuit design is now the physical implementation of the logic design that you make, or you specify, define, and then you implement it in the logic design. So these are module or gates, and the connection between the gates or the module. Yeah, so that is system design. Then that's the circuit design. And then you go to the physical design. So this is actually also physical. Well, you can do it on the paper, but you can also do it physically. But the real physical design is just like this. So that's, you transform that to the like the gate, you have the transistor and so on, and all the electronic things, electronic gates, you put that physically here. That's the physical design. And then it comes to the publication. So it is the production in the corporation, in the fabric. And so you produce this kind of chip, and then the packaging is just like that. Yeah. So for example, Pentium, and so on, all the things you have in your handphone, a laptop, in your car, wherever. Yeah. So that's all the things you need. So that is the packaging. Yeah. Now, so where do we need actually the graph theory? So this is the, again, so this is, yeah, so that is the circuit design. This is the circuit design. And then you convert that, or you model that, you model the design into, so all the module and gates that become vertices, we call it vertices, and the connection between them, so the wire, yeah, so the wire between them, we call it, or they are modeled into edges, yeah. So this is what you get, yeah, again. So that is the circuit design, and it become like this. So that is an example that the module and the gates and all the components become the vertices. So the red things, we call them vertices, one vertex and two vertices, yeah, vertex and vertices. So the singular for that one is vertex, and the plural is vertices, yeah. And the connection between the component, or between the gates, are now modeled into edges. So the green line, they are called edges. Yeah, one edge and two edges. Okay. Now, so we have, so something like this. If you have like this, so you see that this this edge and that edge, they cross. Yeah. So there is an intersection there. So they're cross. Now, you know, in the electric circuit, the crossing is very dangerous because it can cause short circuit, korslet. Yeah. So we are going to avoid that. And so it become, we need to move this vertex, or we move that wire to there. Yeah. And that is actually what's the problem called crossing number problem. Now again, so it is countries, and that's the relation between those countries. And there's no, or airports, and then the connection between airports, or other thing you can do. So it is database. So it is the relation between the table. So these are table in the database, and then these are the relation between the table. So the student take course this one and given by the lecturer, and the lecturer is doing this research and is an author of books, and that is the books, and that books in the library, and the course will be exam, and that's you get the mark, the final result. And it is a very important, that is the computer connection, computer network. So if we talk about network, then it is the application of graph theory. And this is, for example, the terminal. So then you can just have the connection or the root of the terminal. So graph is actually this couple ordered pair V and E. So that is ordered pair. So it's not a set, but V and E are ordered pair. Yeah. So you cannot interchange that. So it's not the same as E and V. Now where V is called the set of vertices. So these are the vertices. And E is the set of edges. Yeah. Now again, for example, so these are the so this one is a vertex, and they are all called vertices. And this is the edge. And so AD means the edge going from A to D. So that is this one to there. So that is this edge. And this one is A to E. So that is A to E. So that is this edge. Yeah. Now, this is actually a spatial graph. So this is a graph. So this is a graph. The visualization of graph, the formal definition is that, yeah, this is the formal definition of graph. The visualization or the drawing of graph is this. Now, one graph can have more drawing. And this one is a spatial graph. It's called K33. Yeah, so that is K33. Now, the K is taken from the one that invented this graph. He is actually Kuratowski. So it's not invented this graph, but it invented the property of this graph according to or in relation to the with regard to the crossing number. Yeah. And here we have how many crossing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 crosses. So the one in the middle, you count then this edge cross that edge, this edge cross this edge, and this edge cross this edge. So there are 3 in here. So you cannot actually draw like this. So this is a bad drawing because here there are 3 crossing drawn in the one place like this. So it is not good. And so, and with the application to the electrical design or electrical or circuit, so electrical circuit, this one is not good because the crossing is not good. So we have to try to move either the vertices or the edges so that there's no crossing. Okay, so this one, for example, we can move this edge, so this edge, and it's become like that. So now we have only 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 crossing. So instead of before we got 9 crossing, and now we have only 7 crossings. Okay, then we can do some more. For example, now this edge we move to the other side. Yeah, and it become like that. And so we have now only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crossing. So that reduced the number of crossing from 9 to now 5. Now the question is this the optimal? Optimal mean that the number of crossing is minimal. Yeah. No, the answer is no, because we can just move that. So the HCD, and it's going like this. Yeah, the HCD, it moves like that. And so now we have only 1 crossing. Now the answer is, can we get rid of that crossing, that 1 crossing? Now, Kuratowski, so that is the K come from, has proved that we cannot make 0 crossing for K33. So what is crossing number? Crossing number is, so the crossing number, so that's the notation, we call it CR, of a graph G is the minimal number of crossing among any drawings of G on the plane. So here, again, here we have this drawing is different than this drawing and is different than this drawing. So there are many drawings. And among all possible drawing, we have to see the crossing of any drawing, and we have to see the minimal one, and that is the crossing number. Yeah. So the CR of K33 is 1. So that is proved by Kuratowski. Yeah, Kuratowski said that. Now, the other thing, if we delete one H, yeah, so any H, then, so we're gonna go, if we delete any H of the graph and it decrease the crossing number, then the graph is called crossing critical. So it means that any H, so any H, so we can choose anything, yeah, any random H. If it decrease the crossing number, then it is crossing critical. Now, so this one is called Mobius ladder. Yeah, so this is okay. So you have to watch the video, yeah, so that I'm not going to repeat all the terminology, the basic terminology of graph theory. You have to watch it again, yeah. And so this why it is called ladder, because it's just like a ladder, tangga, yeah. And you have something like this, and you see that's you can consider this as repetition, and you have cross there. Now look at this one. If we delete that particular H there, yeah, then the number of crossing does not decrease. Okay, so this is the Kuratowski. So he proved that in 1930. He said that a graph contains, the graph is called planar if, now if double if, you have to read it if and only if. Yeah, if you have this notation, if double F, then it's actually, it means if and only if. Yeah. It contains no subdivision of K33 and K5 or K5. K33 or K5. Yeah, K33 or K5 is not the same as K33 and K5. So they are different. Yeah. So if you have some graph, then you see that it is contain subdivision. Subdivision means that, so maybe it's already in that video I gave you. Yeah, subdivision means actually that in one graph, in one edge, you insert another edge. So that is subdivision. No, in one edge, you insert one vertex, one or more vertex, then it is a subdivision. Okay, now then Richter and Thomason, they proved that there is an infinite sequence of 4 regular. Now, what is regular? I'm gonna post another video later. Regular means that the degrees of vertex. Now, the degrees is the degree of any vertex is the number of edges incident with that vertex. Yeah, so that's the degree. And for connected, so these are all terminology that I'm gonna explain later. And they give actually this graph. Okay, so it is infinitely many. It means that you can just add some pieces in there, infinitely many. Then you're gonna have something like this with 3 crossing critical. So 3 crossing critical means that the graph has 3 crossing number. Yeah, it has 3 crossing number. And when you delete one edge, then the crossing number gonna decrease to 2, 1, or without crossing. Now, simple graph means that it is no loop and no parallel edges. Yeah. Now, so this one is actually, okay, you can just, again, we're gonna do it again. Again, this one, you can consider this as circular arrangement of some pieces, small pieces, they are put together and then twist at the end. Okay. Yeah. So these are the pieces. And that's the piece. So this one piece. And the same of this one, you put again. Yeah. Okay. Now, here we have that 3 pieces here. We glue them together in the circular way. Then here there are 5 of them. Yeah. And then there are 7, and now there are 8 of them. Okay. Okay. Now this, the last thing is called twist. Okay. So far, any question? Okay, continue. And this Kochel, he proved in 1989 this graph. This one is 3 connected, 2 crossing critical simple graph. Yeah, so it's 2 crossing. And the 2 crossing is here. So that is there. That's 1 and that's 2. So there are 2 crossing. Yeah. Okay. Then it is formed by the small pieces again. So we're gonna see the small piece. Yeah, so that is the small piece. Yeah, that is that one, this one. And then it glue with the U vertical twist. Jadi putar secara vertikal. So you get that, the vertical twist. Then you glue that. Then you glue another one. And so, yeah. Then you have the twist here. So it is the twist. So the graph, so that graph is actually made up from small pieces. Yeah, made up from small pieces, that is this piece, and then circulating. You cannot see my hand. Yeah, circulating like this. Yeah. Okay, and then that twist at the end. So it is circular. Now that small pieces is called tile. So tile is a graph with these 3 so tile is this 3 tuple GLR, where G is connected graph, L is the list of vertices called the left wall, and R is the list of vertices called the right wall. So it looks like this, yeah. So this is a graph, and it is called tile. And this one, the L1, L2, L3, L4, they are the left wall, yeah, dinding kiri. And R1, R2, R4, R3, R4, they are the right wall. So that is dinding kanan. And the crossing number of the tile is when they are drawn like this, and you compute. So the left wall is fixed like this, and the right wall is fixed like that, and all inside the crossing there, that's what you call the crossing number of the tile. Ya, tile itu ubin, apa tegel, ya. And if there's no crossing, then we call it planar tile. If there's crossing, then we call it non-planar tile. Okay. Now the tile you can flip horizontally. When you flip, it's gonna be like this. Like that. Yeah. So again. So that is the flip horizontal. Yeah. So the right wall is now become the left wall, and the left wall become the right wall. Okay. And then you can also flip horizontal. No, flip vertically. So that is the top one become the bottom one, and the bottom one become the top one. So that is the, and so this is the twist. The twist is the left wall or one of the wall fixed, and the other wall you put in the reverse order. Yeah, so something like this. So the left wall is fixed, the same, but the right wall, so this pink vertex and the yellow vertex are interchanged, and so something like that. So this is the twist. Okay. And you can glue two tiles the same with condition that so the number of edges of the left wall of one tile and the right wall of the other tile should be the same. So this one and that one. And if there's a edge, there's an edge here, here also should be an edge. Then you can just move it like yeah, so the number of vertices, so this is when you move left S and T become the right one. Yeah. Now, if the edges not correspond, then you cannot glue that. So for example, here, there's an edge here, but here no edge, then you cannot glue that. Yeah. So when you glue that, then it become like this. And the edge in there, yeah, the edge is now become one, just one edge. Okay. And the vertices also become identified. The vertex here of the left and the vertex here of the right, the vertex here of S and vertex here of T, they become just one vertex here. Yeah. So that is actually, and so you can just glue them together and it become like this. And you can, so this called the linear, yeah, this called the linear here. This is the linear arrangement. This is the circular arrangement. Yeah, so that's in circular. And the crossing number of this one from all of that is just this. Yeah. Yeah, so the crossing number of all this is just that, the bottom one. And that is how you calculate the crossing number for those kind of things, something like that. Okay, so here are some, so these are some problems that I'm going to work with them in the Slovakia. Yeah, here this year in July, I guess July, or yeah, July, in July this year, we're gonna work this problem with them. Yeah, in this one too. Okay, so there are some problems. So this problem, the crossing number problem, belong to the most, well, NP complete. NP complete, yeah, so that's my problem. NP complete means that it is the hard problem. So they are problem that's very difficult to solve by computer. So that is NP complete. Yeah. Okay, now the other thing is that is this one. You can hear this. Yeah, so this is yeah. So again, you have something like this. If they are crossing, then you can just move the other one, then it become like that. Yeah, so here you have no crossing anymore. Okay, now I'm going to talk about something else. So this is called book embedding. Book embedding. So a book that consists of, is called spine. So it is the spine and pages. Yeah, so it is the pages. So here, for example, it is a graph. Now we are going to put this graph in the book embedding. Yeah, so how we do that? So all the vertices are put in the spine, on the spine. Yeah, so these 4 vertices we're gonna put on the spine, line up. Yeah, not overlapping, just line up one by one, and we can arrange them so that the vertices are all only on the spine and the edges drawn on the pages. Yeah, so for example, this one. So that's the spine, the edges, the vertices on the spine, and here the edges. Yeah, so the edges you drawn on the pages. Okay, now you have to arrange these vertices so that there is no edge that crossing. You can draw the edge on the page, on so many pages you want, so that they don't cross each other. Now, the minimal pages you need so that there is no crossing, that's called the page number. Yeah, so that is the page number. Okay, so that is actually what the crossing number and the tile, and also the what's that? The book embedding. Okay, so you saw already how those things are put in the animation, right? So I want you to do something like that. So in animation, so that when people see your video, they understand the problem. Okay. And next week, I'm gonna give you the list of who gonna do what. Then you can submit your animation in maybe 2 months. Yeah, 2 months is 2 months, okay? Yeah, last time actually, I guess when I asked the first semester students to do animation, now I surprised that the one from pharmacy student was the best. So he's doing pharmacy, but his animation was very good. Yeah, he did it with Blender. So you can just try to do maybe Blender. You can try Blender. So that is 3D, yeah, 3 dimension. Just do Blender or DS Max, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So just accept the challenge. Then you can just play with the animation. But I'm gonna do so. So for example, if you have to animate the book embedding, then it's gonna be like that. So you have the book, and then how the graph gonna embed into the book. Okay. Now for, so that's gonna be in English. You have to do it in English, but you don't have to speak by yourself. You can use the artificial intelligence voice, text to speech voice. You can use that. So that, but if you have a nice voice, my voice is not so good. But if you have, yeah, my voice is not so good, and the pronunciation also not so good. But you can use the TTS, yeah, that is text to speech. So that's the voice that many people use. But use the better one, not the robotic. Yeah, some TTS sounds like very robotic. Yeah, so you have to use the better one. So the one from Google is very robotic. Yeah, yeah. So you need to find something. They are like Prosa, you know, Prosa.ai, Prosa.ai. So you try that. Search TTS Prosa. Then there are some good voice, but also if you use the, yeah, I guess the Office, you know, Office MS, Microsoft Office, they have also a good voice and good TTS, text to speech. That's OneNote. Yeah, it's called, the program called OneNote. Yeah, OneNote is from Microsoft Office. Okay, but next week I'm gonna give you the assignment. Okay, but you know, because assignment, well, you have a free time and you can just cheat to each other, and you can ask somebody else to do it for you. So it's not pure your result, right? So that's why I also need you to do mid-semester exam. And mid-semester exam, okay, so for mid-semester, everybody should show your face, so that I know that's sometimes some of you doing exam in one room. So 5 people in the one room, and they communicate to each other. They put the unmute themselves on mute, and they communicate to each other. Yeah, so that's not good. But don't worry, because I'm gonna give you each one different problem for the mid exam. Okay, you can just be in one room, but your problem are different, so they're not gonna help you. And you cannot cheat to each other, because you don't have time for that. You have to submit your result in 5 minutes. Okay, so you have to practice. You have to practice. So the exam, you have to draw. You have to use MS Word. Yeah, you have to put your answer there, MS Word. Then you submit it to me in PDF. Okay, so you have to practice to draw the graph in to draw graph and symbol in MS Word. And then also you have to practice to convert that in PDF, because you have to submit only PDF. Okay, you can practice now, and it's better to practice to type. Yeah, I regret that I cannot type 10 fingers, but you have to practice that. Yeah, 10 fingers. That's gonna be very good for you if you're gonna work in the company. Then they can ask you to, you can impress the boss while typing 10 fingers. Okay, any question? And you have to try to speak English, okay? You know, it's not our language, so don't be feel shame to use that. It's not because my English is good. My English is also not so good, but we need to practice, yeah, and we have to support each other. You have to support each other, and when we talk like this in English, then you're gonna help me too to improve my English. Okay, because later after this pandemic, then you know, not only people from other countries are coming to Indonesia, but maybe you watch the movie, the news too. There's some alien also inventing alien invention our the earth, and maybe also Indonesia. So you have to prepare to not only English language, but also alien language. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but any possibilities you have to anticipate. Okay. Okay, any problem or any suggestion, question? Yeah, so the problem we talk today is our hard problem. So graph is not that hard, that difficult. So what I mentioned is actually very difficult problems that should be at the end of our course. Yeah, but I just gonna mention that because you can, yeah, so you can just graduate and choose graph theory as topic. Yeah. And one of the topic that people choose are those two topics, three topics actually: the crossing number, the tile, and the book embedding. Okay, so but they are not only mathematics problem. They are also computer science problem, information system problem, because now they are developing graph oriented object databases. So that's visualization of object database in term of graph. So that's database, but object database. So they are object programming, you know, like Python, C++, MATLAB, and Java. They are all object-oriented programming. And they're developing object-oriented database. And the visualization of that one is in term of graph. So they are working on that. Okay, so maybe you can join them. Okay, any question? If there's no question, then this is live streaming to YouTube. Then you can just watch. I'm gonna give you the link. Okay, any question? Are you all in Manado now? Yes?
Yes, Prof.
Yeah. Okay, you have to do some other things. Yeah, you not only stick on the kuliah. Yeah, I mean, maybe someday your certificate or your ijazah are gonna be useless because in this era, many things are replaced by artificial intelligence and by computer and so other things. You have to think specify to do something that you know the computer cannot take away from you. Yeah. And also it's good that you work on media sosial, like yeah, YouTube, apa itu, TikTok. Lebih bagus kalau ngoni boleh bikin semacam TikTok begitu. Kalau ngoni so boleh bikin semacam TikTok begitu, so mantap sekali. Kita pasti akan subscribe dan menjadi pelanggan. Ya. Mau tahu itu Facebook itu cuma main-main loh itu. Dulu waktu dia baking itu Facebook, itu cuma main-main ya. Tapi ternyata dia surprise banyak sekali yang subscribe, yang join, dan dia jadi serius untuk itu. Ya. Okay, you can just think of other thing and then so be creative ya, be creative. Nah, untuk menuangkan kreativitas itu banyak hal. Nah, salah satunya you can do it YouTube and then TikTok. It's very effective. You can earn money. I earn money from YouTube. Kita belum tahu bagaimana dapat doi dari TikTok, maka kalau dari YouTube sudah. So lumayan lah. Ya. Kalau mau serius di situ, ya serius artinya ya it cost nothing actually. Internet ada di kampus. You can use internet di kampus. DP konten ya konten bisa apa aja. Jangan yang norak-norak, yang profesional sedikit dengan tuh yang ya mahasiswa ke atas lah, level-level mahasiswa ke atas. Then you can earn money. Yeah, I already earn money from YouTube. I have 3 channels from YouTube, and that's already very good. Yeah, and I can guarantee that if your YouTube already monetized and you're working on that seriously, you don't need to pay UKT from your own pocket or from your mom and dad pocket. Yeah, because that's gonna be very enough, more than enough. Yeah. Okay. Oh ya, jadi memang YouTube dengan TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram juga kita nggak tahu bagaimana mau dapat duit dari situ, belum tahu. YouTube juga, tapi itu pasti bisa, ya, pasti ada. Cuma kita malas aja mau cari tahu bagaimana. Stick jo dulu di YouTube. Dan ya, tuh video-video di YouTube itu, ya, nin tahu ya, orang-orang tendensi itu agak aneh-aneh. Ada yang orang so bikin bagus-bagus, orang rasa ini so bagus sekali, yang nonton cuma sedikit. Yang cuma dapat keluar kong shooting kemana-mana, nih tahu di apa, di isi apa, yang nonton banyak sekali. Ya, jadi kuncinya apapun mau di-upload jo. Ya, orang yang menonton kok. Ya. Jadi seperti itu. Okay, any question? Dan itu Moniso tahu itu, so dibuktikan bahwa dari semua waktu pandemik yang begitu-begitu tetap bertahan, bahkan lebih unggul. Ya, terus terang kita ke YouTube itu semua kita ada baking waktu pandemik. Ya, waktu pandemik minta mau bikin apa, bikin YouTube jo. Dan ini juga ya, itu game-game itu. Tapi anak juga dia sudah berapa lumayan. Anak kecil, 12 tahun. Cuma ada game-game, main-main game. Ya, yang penting itu tidak mengganggu ngoni kuliah lah. Kuliah itu ya paling kurang ngoni dapat ijazah. Yang materi yang kita mau kasih sekarang ini juga belum tentu juga ngoni mau pakai sih. Paling ngoni cuma mau pakai sampai di skripsi. Itu pun kalau berminat. Tapi untuk ke aplikasi banyak sekali. Kita juga ke bank di Mandiri waktu itu. Ada panggil prof, ternyata matematika. Siapa matematika suri bang? Ternyata. Jadi apa aja mau kompetisi itu bagaimana? Ini terlalu ijazah itu nantinya dorangnya mulia di ijazah ya. Yang penting ini produktif. Ada yang dari anak di rumah, dia di Kanada sekarang, aktuaris, ya kerja di perusahaan EY, Ernst and Young. Ernst and Young, itu juga pendek EY. Karena dia ada melamar waktu itu, waktu pandemi, sampai sekarang dia kerja di rumah, DP gaji ya bagus, per 100 juta per bulan. Baru masuk itu. Ya, jadi seperti itu Moni mesti cari alternatif yang menguntungkan. Okay? Any question? If there's no question, then we just gonna stop here. Okay, you have to. Jadi kalau seperti ini kan kita kasih materi tentang book embedding. Ya, jangan stick saja di sini, boleh cari-cari sumber lain juga. Di YouTube banyak. Ya, mungkin book embeddingnya tidak terlalu banyak, tapi tentang graph banyak. Ya. Cari-cari saja di. Dan if you have problem, you can just ask me. You can text me privately, or you can just better to text me privately so that all the announcement in the group are not going up too fast. Okay. Yeah, have a nice afternoon. Okay, see you.